today I'm going to show you how to achieve this brightening eye effect. I've stuck with matte shades, so it is really suitable for any age group, and we've kept everything super soft, so again, no matter your age, you can do a version of this. It kind of reminds me of a subtle modern day 60s vibe. So getting straight on with the tutorial, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever HD Skin. You know, I absolutely love this. I only require a very light amount. My SPF does give a little bit of coverage. It's the Dr. Jart Beauty Balm, which I've mentioned in the last couple of tutorials because it is super fantastic. It's just launched and I'm so obsessed. So with that as my base, my foundation only needs to be a light amount of coverage. I'm extremely happy with where my skin is at the moment because it means I can wear my SPF out and I don't need any makeup because my pigmentation and my melasma is all under control. So I have very good clear skin at the moment, so I'm very happy with that. As you guys know, I have been on a skincare journey and I've paid for this all myself. I use Skin and Me at the moment. I've been using it for a couple of years with retinol in between. I will link my Skin and Me discount code below. It isn't an influence one. Everybody that joins Skin and Me gets their own code. Okay, so I've done my foundation. I'm now going to move on to concealer. This is the Urban Decay Quickie Concealer. This is a full coverage concealer and I'm using a shade that's slightly lighter than my skin because we're going for that brightening effect around the eyes. This is really great for that anti-aging appearance to the skin. As you can see, I'm using the tiniest amount and then I'm using a brush to pat that in. A little of this does go a long way, especially when you're using a lighter shade. And I'm being very strategic with the placement of this. I don't want to enhance any fine lines. So this is going on the very inner corner of the eyes where we tend to find that the skin sinks in this area. It also gets very thin and therefore starts to look quite blue or dark. We're also taking this on the outer corners of the eyes where the skin tends to get a little bit more red as it thins with age. So I've blended the majority of that out with a synthetic brush because that works best with creams, and then I'm patting that in with my beauty blender to make sure that it's seamless and blends into that foundation. As I did mention, this is full coverage, therefore the pigment is quite high in it. If you have fine lines or crepey skin, this will sit in those areas, so do be strategic about the placement. Try not to place it in those areas that the skin is particularly crepey. Creams are very anti-aging on the skin. Powders tend to make the skin look a little bit drier, so I'm going to use this Nude Sticks Nudies Matte All Over face colour in the shade Bondi Belle, which is the sister shade to Bondi Bay. This is the slightly cooler version. You are welcome to use my 10% discount code on the Nude Sticks website. They do ship worldwide, so please take advantage of that. To blend that in, I'm going to dampen the bristles of my brush. This will just help with the blending process. Make sure you are using a brush with synthetic bristles. Anything with a natural hair will tend to clump when it works with cream or liquid-based products. Natural hair tends to work best with powder base, whereas synthetic can sort of handle anything. So mostly in my kit, I tend to have synthetic bristled brushes. I'm keeping all of this contour very soft. It's kind of like a contour cum bronzer. It's sculpting the face but in the most soft, subtle way, so it's great for any age group. I try not to follow trends too often. I will sometimes share them on here for the sake of it, but when it comes to everyday makeup, we can change up the eyeshadow, but for the base and everything, I like to try and keep it as classic as possible so it can take you through any era. We're always wanting to enhance our natural features. Moving on to the eyes, I'm going to take the IT Cosmetics Superhero No Tug eyeshadow stick. This is in Courageous Cream and it's a matte finish. So it's going to give a brightening effect to the eyes. It's really going to make the most of our lid space. If your eyes are quite small or hooded, this will be really great because it will make the most of your shape, making that area look bigger because it's slightly lighter than our skin tone. This is going from the eyelash line up to where the eye naturally creases, and we're also going to pop a little bit of this over where we've applied the concealer on the inner corner of the eyes, and this will aid that brightening effect that we're going for. The brush I'm using has synthetic bristles. This is from BK Beauty. I do have a discount code for their brushes, so I will link that below for you. The next step is optional. It does depend on your eye shape. I'm going to pull this colour out to create more of an almond shape. This is great if you have mono lids or slightly hooded eyes because you can give the illusion of a different shape to your eye. But if you do prefer the rounded shape, then don't pull the colour out. I'm next going in with this bronzer. This is by LH Cosmetics. I didn't realise that my camera wasn't recording, but I'm just basically showing you what I did. I popped the bronzer into the socket area and I pulled it out in a winged shape to enhance that almond shape that we got to the eye. And I also took it underneath the lower eyelash line and then also up on the outer edge of the almond shape that we've created with the Courageous Cream shade. Again, this is just to emphasise that almond shape. I'm going to smudge this eyebrow pencil along my top lash line. It's a cool taupey shade. It's by Diego Della Palma. I'm not even sure if it's still available, but any cool taupey tone will work for this. I've chosen this shade because it's not too intense. I don't want anything too harsh against the Courageous Cream shade. I want to keep everything very soft so that this is appropriate for any age. This is also very easy to blend out, so we can use a small brush to blend this into the shade that we've already got on the eyelid, and it will look even softer once we've finished. I always reach for this brush and I hope they don't discontinue it. This is the small pointed eyeliner brush, I think, by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's the number 3 brush. I will link it below for you. It has synthetic bristles, so again it works beautifully with creams, it works nice with powders, and it just is so tiny and dense but still soft. I can create a brilliant wing with this no matter what medium I'm working with. As you can see, it now looks a lot softer, so I'm also going to take a small amount of this all the way to the inner corner of the eyes. This will add definition all the way along the lid, and it will subtly make your lash line look fuller. So if you just opt for mascara and no eyelashes, it will make the bottom half of your top lashes look fuller. I'm taking Coffee by MAC along my waterline. If you have slightly smaller eyes, you might want to go for an even more brightening effect by applying a cream or flesh tone in this area. In keeping with last week's tutorial, I'm going to use the Cocoa Edition mascara by Ico. It's brown, it's a lot softer, again works with any age group. I am going to be applying some falsies today, but you can just go for the mascara. Apply a couple of coats of this, it will keep it very natural, very soft. If you want a long-lasting mascara, give this a go. Just make sure you have an oil-based cleanser to remove it. I'm going to use the same eyelashes I used last week. These are the Pro Effect lashes by Lash Base. I adore these and I love even more that they come in dark brown. If you want to know how to use these in a more in-depth tutorial, click the top right hand screen to watch my video. I'm using the medium and large, but they do come in extra small and they go up to extra large. Even though they've been designed to be placed underneath your natural eyelash line for a more seamless finish, you can place them on the top. If that is your preference, then size down in these, because if you apply a medium and large on the very top, they're going to look a lot longer than they actually will when you place them underneath your top lash line. So this is almost like a before and after. You can see how it really does accentuate the eyelash line. It makes the eyes look very pretty, very feminine. And if you want to try them for yourself, you can use my 10% discount code. I'm going back to my LH Cosmetics Luminous Bronzer. You did see this in action last week. I'm going to use it with the same Refa number 30 brush. It's huge, it covers a lot of surface area, and it really makes bronzing a breeze. Using a brush that does cover a lot more surface area will give you a much more natural finish to your bronzer. If you have a lot of skin texture or blemishes, you might want to use a bronzer that doesn't contain any light reflecting particles, as this can enhance skin texture. That's something that was always a huge problem for me, but since I've used my Skin and Me and my retinols, my skin texture has improved dramatically. I'm still really loving the Ciate London Glow 2 blush, which is a hybrid of a highlighter and a blush in one, and Summer Fling is so beautiful. So I'm applying this on my cheeks and going up to where you would normally apply highlighter as well, and this just gives this really beautiful radiance to the skin. Always go back in with either your brush that has foundation on or your sponge and tap over the front so you get a really nice seamless blend into the skin. I think these lip oils might have been discontinued by Too Faced, but I hope they bring them back. If it has, this is Peachsicle. It's so beautiful and so comfortable to wear. It's a lip oil consistency with a flush of colour, and it has the most tasty scent of peach. It just wants to make you lick your lips. It's so comfortable, and if they've been discontinued, then it is an absolute crime. So this is my summery garden party appropriate makeup look that enhances your features. gives a nice brightening effect to the eyes, and is very, very natural and comfortable to wear. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I will list and link all the products I've used in the description bar as always. Please hit subscribe if you're new to my channel. Come follow me outside of YouTube over on Instagram, where I'm most active on my stories, and I will see you in a couple of days with another video. Bye guys.